Hello everyone, welcome you all to CNS Dialogue Den, where your voice matters. I am Anahita.
And I'm Myra. And what a wonderful time it is to talk about something so close to our hearts. Can you guess what it is? It's Christmas.
Absolutely, Myra. The air is crisp, the decorations are up, and the spirit of giving is everywhere. This is truly the season of joy.
And speaking of joy, our topic for today is all about the joy of giving. We're diving into something which truly means to give, especially during this beautiful season of sharing and caring. Hi everyone, I'm Azeen and today I'm going to be asking a few questions about the joy of giving. What does the joy of giving mean to you?
The joy of giving is like you're giving something which you don't use to someone and making joy and happiness in their hearts.
Joy, when was the last time you have felt the joy of giving?
Last Christmas, the moment I woke up under my Christmas tree, I suddenly saw a big gift. It was quite big and I took 15 days to make that Lego toy.
Joy of giving means to me that helping somebody who is in need and feeling good from the inside.
Sometimes I meet together with my friends, and when I do, we usually bring stuff together. So when I give it to other people, I feel good and I feel grateful. Adit, when was the last time you felt the joy of giving?
The last time I felt the joy was giving was actually yesterday. My friend had lost his pen and he really liked that pen. I had the same pen as him, so I decided to give it to him because I didn't really use that pen a lot.
Pooja ma'am, when was the last time that you felt the joy of giving?
I would say it was last week. So there are some news, stray puppies in my area. So especially now that's winter. So I give them some food and some, warm clothes so that they can sleep on. So that was the last time I felt the joy of giving.
What does the joy of giving mean to you?
Well, the joy of giving means that whatever brings happiness to you from your heart, the thing that you can give, spread as much joy as possible is nothing but the happiness that brings into you.
Well, Miss Shruti ma'am, when was the last time that you felt the joy of giving?
The last time I felt joy of giving was I had this homeless little dog that was shivering in the cold, and I fostered him for about 3 months. And once he was nursed back to health and he was in good shape, connecting to some pet care centers around in the city, I put him up for adoption and he got adopted in a very good family. So I was very happy that I gave that little dog, that little puppy, a lovely home and a lovely family, and I secured his living for the rest of the life that he leads.
Today only, while celebrating Christmas with the students, I really felt good while giving or distributing gifts to them.
When I gave something to my friends and I also got the car.
The last time I felt the joy of giving was when I gave my friends cookies.
And Ananya, when was the last time you felt the joy of giving?
The last time I felt the joy of giving was when I got a batch of cookies from my teacher.
Christmas, like the kids say, the birth of Jesus Christ. And according to me, Christmas is all about giving, helping each other and spreading love.
I think it means Christmas, because we usually give gifts, and there's also this game we play, Secret Santa, in which you give others cards, gifts, hugs, cookies and all, and they give you something back as well, but you feel good as receiving when you give.
We have very special guests with us today that just don't talk about giving but live it every single day.
Miss Anuradha and Mr. Tarun run an incredible NGO called the PawBro, where they, along with their team, rescue stray animals and provide them with a loving shelter.
Please join us in welcoming the amazing Miss Anuradha Singh and Mr. Tarun Jakhodia.
Sir, ma'am, welcome to our special podcast, The Joy of Giving.
Thank you, Myra. Thank you, Anahita. It's wonderful to be here with you.
The Christmas vibes here are absolutely amazing, and we are so pleased to be here and share our stories with you today.
Thank you, Anuradha ma'am. Thank you, Tarun sir. So, Anuradha ma'am, let's jump right in. What inspired you to start PawBros?
So, if I go back, it started in 2020 when the lockdown hit the world. We were at home and we were helpless, and so were our animals on the road. When we saw that they are deprived of food, they are deprived of shelter, some like minded people came together as a group and we'd start serving them with 2 times of meal every day. And that generated a sense of belongingness and responsibility in us. One more incident that happened that time was with a dog called Brownie, where I used to feed her in basement during lockdowns. And one meal changed my complete life. She came to my house on 20th floor. I don't know how she sensed it. And one morning when I opened my door, she was sitting outside my door. We welcomed her with open arms, and that's how the journey of PawBro started. Though we got registered in 2023, but the journey has been long. It's almost 5 years now.
Wow.
That's such a heartwarming story. Ma'am, could you also tell us what are the few acts of kindness we can show towards animals?
Sure. So, in your day to day life, what I always suggest is whenever you see an animal in pain or you see an animal hungry, give him or her something to eat. We say each one feed one. Any one of you, from students or your neighbors, your family members, you can just give them a little bit of food because they don't know if they're going to end up with one single meal also. When you see them drenched in water during rains, provide them with shelter in your basements, in your car parkings.
Sir, could you tell us what are the different acts of kindness we can show towards animals?
Sure, there's so much one can do. So whenever you go out and you see a hungry animal or an animal which is in pain or is limping, you could, take some action. Maybe it's nice to ask your parents or ask your family members to carry food with them in their car whenever they're going outside, so that if they see some hungry animal, they can easily feed them. Even in our Hindu tradition, back in the day, our parents used to always cook one roti or like something for the animals. And we have kind of lost that tradition. So I think it would be wonderful to, bring that back in some way. What do you think?
Absolutely, I agree to what Tarun says. Whenever you see an animal who is in need, you can call up a NGO, or you can go talk to your parents about it, and always feed an animal. That is a prime thing that you can do to support the cause of animals.
That's so kind. One act of kindness turned into a full-fledged NGO. How many animals have you rescued so far?
So, Anita, the number is, we have lost the count actually. So, till now, if I tell you 300 plus animals, especially dogs and cats. Recently, we have rescued a dog who was there, and it was an accident case. She lost her 2 legs, the hind legs. She is paralyzed for life now, and that's a recent case. We did two days back, I guess. So we keep on rescuing animals, and during rainy days, most of the accident cases comes at that time. People abandon their pets, and they just leave them. I don't know for whom to take care, but then comes PawBro in between, and we make sure that we provide them with shelter, we give them the care and love that we could, and that's how we are running, and we hope to do a lot many things and lot many support that we can do to change the case which is right now.
That's incredible. In fact, I have a personal experience to share. My father makes it a point to carry biscuits with him everywhere he goes. So if he sees any stray animals, then he can feed it to them. And not only that, but my mom also keeps fresh water and food every day outside on the balcony for the birds. And it brings a smile on my face to watch different varieties of birds coming every day to my house to quench their thirst and have some food.
That's very kind of you and your family, Myra. I absolutely appreciate that you add on in the best way you guys can. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, could you tell us what the atmosphere looks like during Christmas at PawBro?
It's absolutely amazing. You guys should visit. I definitely request any and every of you, if you can, come visit our shelter at the time. It'll be as amazing as it'll be at your homes. There'll be Christmas trees. There'll be a lot of happy dogs. We have at least 30 of them right now who have recovered from their pains and diseases, and we help them in every way possible. And it'll be a pretty nice time. What do you think?
Of course, and we have a lot of ice creams coming our way. We have a lot of cookies and cakes that are only made for dogs. And the environment out there is just cherishable. All of them enjoy it, and to see their wagging tails and happy faces, it just brings us the joy forever. So it's great. I think you guys should come.
Wow, that's wonderful. And what would you like to tell us about these challenges you face and how general public can help us?
Challenges are so many. Biggest challenge I feel personally is that a lot of people do not appreciate what we do. They think that we are kind of encouraging stray dogs, and we are encouraging their. Sometimes they can be have a rash behavior when they are not in peace. They can follow you. They can feel like it can feel like they're dangerous, but they're not. So I think the biggest challenge is people being aware of that these animals also need love, and they are as loving as any other being out here. Ed, do you want to add something to that?
Of course. So one thing that I already mentioned, if you provide them with meals, say suppose you give them one-time meal, the dog is meant in such a way, their body is meant in such a way that they sleep for 18 to 20 hours, and there will be no disturbance when we humans are out there to work, and then the most important thing is to coexist. That we have forgotten. We have to align that. We have to be there and coexist with all the animals, not only dogs, be it birds, be it horses, cows. This earth is very much their own as it is to us. So we have to learn to coexist, and that is how we will be able to sustain and survive.
To add to that, I think humans have come to believe that we are superior and better than these animals, and because of this, we had to recently literally fight with this committee of 20 people to just ensure that we can feed these dogs, and we were not allowed to feed animals, and this was just too painful for me to watch that. Other people would not let us do. At least don't be kind, but at least let others be kind. So, yeah.
Ma'am, can you tell us more about the lifestyle of animals for our balanced coexistence?
Sure, Myra. So when you talk about coexistence and lifestyle of animals, it's like we already spoke about it. It's very important. And it has been very important in today's world to understand the word coexistence. When you talk about, to learn about the animals' behavior and their lifestyle, I would say respect their boundaries. How do we feel when somebody invades our boundary? In the same manner, animals also feel invaded. They don't like it when you don't respect their boundaries. Just take an example of Diwali, which recently we have celebrated. In Diwali, there are a lot of noise because of crackers, and that disturbs the environment. It's not only for dogs and cats, but for every animal out there, for birds. A lot of birds, they die. A lot of dogs, we get a lot of accident cases that time. So that disturbs the natural habitat, and that's the problem. So when we start respecting each other's boundary, they will also understand. When, for example, if I tell you, I've seen many cases and people asking me this, that, whenever I go out at night, there are dogs, they're chasing us on bikes and cars. So one simple thing that I would like to tell you, a story which was very close to my heart, and I heard it and I have lived with that story as well. So there was a pup, and there was a mother, and what happened was the mother died in a car accident. There was a rash car driving, and the mother died, and the pup saw that. And the pup was traumatized. When you see somebody, or when you see a family member dying like that, it traumatizes you. And that's how he was grown up. in that anxiety, with that trauma, and it became his behavior. And that's how whenever he sees any car or any bike with overspeed or overspeeding on road, he used to chase. One simple thing that you could do when a dog chases you or something like that is just stay still, just don't move, just give him a soft look. When you are say speeding your bike, just lower your speed. You'll automatically see that they will not have interest in you because they have their own stuffs to do. So that's how, with simple examples, I can tell you that you can always try to be friends with other animals. Whenever you see a dog chasing you as a kid, that's what you said, your father always carries biscuits and all. You can just offer him to. He'll be your friend. You'll get a forever guard.
To add to that, 99% of dogs are friendly. Whenever you see a wagging tail, they just want to be petted. And most people, even when they are wagging their tail, they'll run away, they'll scream, and they'll be so rude, they'll be like hut. And the way they communicate with these animals, they understand that. We think that they don't understand our emotions, but when we are being rude to them, they realize it and they understand it, and then they respond accordingly. And if you are sweet to them, if you just pooch them a little bit, they'll be more than happy to come for a pat. They don't even want food, they just want love. And that makes you feel better about yourself. Like, initially when I started feeding dogs, I felt so good about myself that, I did something good, and I slept a better night, that I was like, I did something nice.
Yeah, and just to add on Tarun's thing, I'll say that, not every time a dog or a cat wants your pet, just let them be. They are free being. They are just voiceless, but they want to be what they are. So you going and touching them in an inappropriate manner, they might not like it. So I would request everyone to study the body language of dogs, because around us mostly what we see as an animal is dog nowadays. So you do a lot of googling and a lot of videos on YouTube. You can anytime go and see what their behavior is. The tail itself tells you that is he friendly or not. There are right side, left side tail wagging. That depicts something. When they have tails, going inside their hind leg, that means they are scared. When they are alert mode, so they can attack you that time. You are invading their space. So when you learn a little bit about the animals around you, I think it will be a very peaceful environment, and we all will be able to live happily. So that is 2 cents from my side that I would like to say.
And whenever you're approaching a dog, just let them smell your hand so that they know who you are. That's their way of, understanding who you are. And then you can approach and pet them.
Sir, what would you like to say about the cruelty on pets, how it affects them, and how we can help them?
So yeah, cruelty is much more rampant as one would assume. There are so many videos that you get to see even on social media, that how people can be so absolutely cruel. So some examples, as Anu spoke about how animals feel when they are especially in Diwali. We are so inconsiderate. A dog's hearing capability is 100 times more than a human. So imagine that burst of a cracker. It startles even you when you're like, about to go sleep. And we are so inconsiderate that we burst so many crackers. Beyond pollution, we are just not worried about how it makes them feel. So I think cruelty in terms of, even like when you're consuming animals, like, beyond dogs, we are so used to consuming bacon. We are so used to consuming chicken. All of these products harm animals in a way that you can't even imagine. If you Google for a video on how animals are treated in animal husbandries and farms, it's just horrible. I'll give you an example. When an egg is hatched and it's a male chick, they literally put him in a blender, like a live blender, and the chicken is alive and it just crushes inside the blender. And we don't even realize it's so painful. Pigs, they are like kicked, they are like sticks are used on them, and it's just horrible. So I think cruelty in animals these days is just beyond humanity right now.
Yes, I totally agree to what Tarun says. It's not only to, again, one animal, but it is happening to every other animal, say, be it cow, be it buffalo, be it pigs. None of them have been, bad. Like, we have been cruel to everyone. So that's how nature works. So if you be cruel to another, being, nature will be cruel to you. And that's how we saw it in COVID. It was a live example when we were all inside our homes and all the animals were free. They were free from humans. They lived their lives. You know, on that note, I would also say about the dairy industry. You guys eat, milk, cheese. There is a whole horror story behind that. Uh, whenever you consume a dairy product, there is a lot of horror that goes behind the camera. When a cow, is she gives the birth, they are immediately separated from their calves. The calf doesn't get to meet her mother. They because she has to produce milk, and then the calf does not get any sufficient amount of milk which was for him or her. That is sourced out in the market and is sold. That is so cruel. Can you imagine? You separated from your parents, how horrifying it is. So it is in the same way for every animal. We have seen lots of cases where there a dog has given birth to 5 or 6 puppies, and people, just because they don't want to take responsibility of those, they're not sterilizing them, they're not doing nothing for them. But what they do is they pick up their puppies and separate mom and the babies as soon as they give birth. And that is so inhuman. That's cruel. And all the puppies dies. We have faced so many cases. Once we got a box full of puppies. There were 8 puppies in box, drenched in water, and they were hardly 3 days. They were not, they didn't even open their eyes. We tried to feed them with the milk bottles in our shelter. We tried every bit, but they were so tiny, none of them survived. Whenever I recall that phase, it gives me goosebumps, It was so sad. And, we tell everyone not to be that cruel. You never know when it comes back to you, in which ways.
And lamb is considered a delicacy, which is basically a child of a goat. And a mother seeing their child being cut in front of them is just so horrible. Like, imagine that happening day in and day out. So, yeah, that's the reality, the harsh reality we live in. And I'm glad that we are able to talk about it today.
I agree, don't you, Myra?
Yeah, it's quite true.
That's a very yeah. And with that, the last question of the day is: can you sense kindness and loyalty in animals, in our pets?
Much more
animals?
than humans. Much more than humans. I think humans have lost their way so bad that, we don't know what giving is anymore. We only know how to take, and take. Animals just give. You take a cow, for example. A cow produces extra milk by nature because she wants to share. But we have exploited her so much that we only want to take. Male cows are left on the roads. They are like,
Abandoned.
we don't care about you.
Yeah.
Donkeys, for example, we call them donkeys, which is also like a term which is, gadha, which is like considered like a bad term if you call each other. They are so innocent that they don't know how to retaliate. They're like, okay, do this. They're like, yeah, okay, fine. It's just beautiful to see animals the way they are. If you spend time with them, you'll really understand what it really means to be alive.
Ma'am, what does giving back mean to you in one word?
For me, it would be compassion.
Sir?
For me, it would be everything, because I've been given so much, and to be able to give back is all I can do.
We would also like to ask you guys, what does it mean to give back, Myra?
For me, it means kindness.
For me, it means joy.
Oh, great.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Miss Anuradha and Mr. Tarun, it's been a joy having you here. Your work truly embodies the spirit of giving. So, you inspire us to spread kindness this season.
Thank you so much. You guys have been so beautiful and amazing, and intelligence just pours out of you two. Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
so much for having us here. It was a great experience, and we would love to come back, and we will love to see you there at our
Yeah,
shelter.
please do.
And to share that joy and kindness with you guys this festival season. So you're most invited.
No, but really.
Thank you. Absolutely. Listeners, remember, the joy of giving isn't just about what you give. It's about the love and care behind it.
On that note, let's make this Christmas season filled with joy, love, and kindness. This is Anahita,
And Myra signing off from the CNS Dialogue Den,
where your voice matters.
For me, it means kindness.
Let us ask that to you. Okay. So
Cut.
So once you ask Tarun, so immediately I ask you, like, we also want to know from you, like, what giving backs mean to you.
Say that. Okay, John.
Yeah, cool.
I'll look
All
at you
right.
while you say.
And then after that, do you have any other questions to ask?
We'll wrap it up.
So can you say that thank you so much? It's been a. Can you
Yeah,
say
of
thank
course.
you? Okay. Then you after that you say that, and then after say my line. Okay. And then you say it's my turn. Okay.
Okay, let's start.
She's
guys.
so much more herself since Sir is gone.
Ready, action.